From the Russ Center for Media in downtown Cape Girardeau, welcome to Focus on Southeast, a program on issues, people, and events at Southeast Missouri State University. I'm Dan Woods with KRCU Public Radio. Later on today's show, we'll be talking with Amanda Lincoln and Kristen Seabaugh from the University Foundation to learn about SEMO Giving Day and the Power of Women Expo and Luncheon. But first, our first guest is Dr. Kyle Schneider. He is Associate Professor in the Department of Allied Health, Kinesiology, and Sports Sciences here at SEMO. Kyle, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So give us an overview of the athletic training program here at the university.
Yeah, so our athletic training program started in the late 1990s, originally as a bachelor's degree in athletic training. And then due to industry demands and accreditation requirements, we've actually transitioned to a master's degree in athletic training. Our master's degree started in 2023.
Okay.
So we admitted our first group then, and we just got our complete accreditation completed this fall of November of 2024.
Talk about that accreditation and what that process was like.
Yeah, so the accreditation, it's a long process, to say the least.
Yeah.
The concept of the accreditation process is really to look at it as a quality assurance and quality improvement process. So it starts one full year before the cycle begins. So in 2023, we submitted our report to the CAATE, our accrediting body, and it encompasses all kinds of things from outcomes, assessments, our strategic plan, and looking at what we want to see our students achieve in our program learning outcomes moving forward. So we put all that together. It gets sent off to a team of peer reviewers, and then they look back at that stuff,
Okay.
and then they come on campus and do an on-campus kind of quality check once we come on campus.
And it's a 5-year accreditation?
Yeah, so we got a 5-year accreditation cycle, which is the maximum that you can get. Because of the way the paperwork works when we switched from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree, we have to apply for what they call initial accreditation. And so the maximum accreditation you can get for that initial accreditation is a 5-year.
Okay.
So we were really excited to achieve the maximum amount that we could possibly get in that first accreditation.
Yeah, right out of the gate. So we talked about this as leading up to our conversation today, but for this, folks who don't know about the program, tell us about what the program looks like when students go through it. Give us a sense of what it would be.
Yeah,
like.
so it's a 2-year program, 6 semesters, including summers. So once students get admitted into the program, the way we designed it was we front-loaded it with didactic and classroom education and back-loaded it with clinical experiential learning education.
Okay.
So our generalized concept is that the students would come in and they'd learn all the material they really need to learn to be proficient when they go out into the field. So it's a 49 credit hour program, and half of it is in the classroom and half of it is experiential learning with a variety of different locations across town. And that can be with SEMO intercollegiate athletics, high school athletics here around the area, the orthopedic office with Mercy Southeast, orthopedics and sports medicine. And then we actually had some students we have one right now that's actually out in California working with a minor league baseball team. So he's excited about that. He comes back. They finished their 6-week training camp here, I think next week. So,
How many students in the program now?
Currently, we have 12 students. We're hoping to grow that again. Looks like right now we've admitted 6 students for next year, but we're still accepting applications all the way until the end of the academic year. So students are eligible to apply into our program until June 1st of
Okay.
each year. So we're still early. We still have
Yeah.
a couple more months, and we're hoping to get around 10 to 11 students in this year's cohort.
So give us a sense of students who go through the program and graduate, what kind of job opportunities are out there for them?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I think part of that is looking at the traditional athletic training setting has always been collegiate sports and high school sports. So they're the first ones you see looking on the sideline. Somebody gets injured and they run out in the field and they take care of the person. So that's kind of what you would call the bread and butter setting. That probably makes up about 60-70% of the athletic trainers out there. Right now, there's about a 14% growth, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in athletic training professions over the next 10 years. So colleges and high schools are hiring athletic trainers at a significant growth rate over the next 10 years. But there's other places they can go as well. So there's a branch in athletic training that works in the performing arts sector. So we actually have an athletic trainer that works at the River campus here on Southeast Missouri State, providing athletic training and medical services to performers in dance, musical theater, marching band, and vocal performance over there. And they can work in a variety of different settings: military, industrial setting, working in Amazon, NASCAR, the rodeo is actually a really kind of fun one. So actually the Sykeston Boot Hill Rodeo has 2 or 3 athletic trainers that come, and our students get the opportunity to go work with the rodeo as well.
So let's dig into that a little bit more, because when folks hear it's an athletic training program, you think it's strictly athletics, but there's applications. So for folks, give an example. If somebody's working in Amazon, what would they be doing there, or in a corporate setting, sort of?
Yeah, so one of the primary things an athletic trainer does is injury prevention. So we focus, you hear a lot of things about emergency care, but our primary focus is preventing injuries from happening in the first place.
Yeah.
So somebody who works in a factory like Amazon really analyzes, they're almost like an ergonomic specialist. So they go look at what people are doing in the factory, they look at what people are doing on the line and say, how can I prevent an injury from happening? And it's really cost effective to a company to hire an athletic trainer or an injury prevention specialist, because if you can prevent the injury, you prevent workman's compensation claims, you prevent time lost from work and hiring replacements. So in the grand scheme of things, it's a really good investment to say I'll hire an injury prevention or an athletic trainer to prevent those things from happening, and then I don't have to pay out all those extra fees or all those extra insurance premiums later on.
You mentioned to me when we spoke before that a lot of high schools, area high schools, are hiring athletic trainers or adding more. Yeah. Talk about what that would look like.
Yeah, so the the high schools around Cape, we're in a really great situation here when it comes to athletic training in the high schools. All of our local high schools have at least one athletic trainer. Which, if you look nationwide, it's only about 46 to 50% of high schools have athletic trainers, and most of those aren't full-time. All the ones around here are all full-time employed, either through the hospital or the school district. And so you're seeing that a lot more in high school students. One of the big things that we've seen in the past 10 to 15 years is this increased focus on sudden death in sports. So you're seeing a lot of high school kids suddenly dying on the sidelines or having cardiac issues. And so once again, goes back to that prevention. If you can hire an athletic trainer or other medical professions to work with those athletes and prevent those injuries, maybe you can stop those things from happening. And so one of the big pushes right now is to get an athletic trainer in every high school across the country. It struggles in some of the more rural areas just because it's hard to fund those, but you're starting to see it more and more branch out, and more and more high schools are hiring athletic trainers.
So when you went from bachelor's to master's, was part of it because of the increase in needing more professionals in the area? What was the thinking behind changing it?
Yeah, so the accrediting body made that decision probably, I think, in 2015 that they were going to start that process. The thinking behind that was to align us with other healthcare professions. So when you look at where athletic training falls in healthcare, we were classified in a similar category as physical therapist, occupational therapist, physician's assistant. All those were delivered at the master's degree or higher.
Okay.
And so it was really hard for us to justify in the state practice acts and legal, well, we can do similar skills, but our education is 2 to 3 years behind everybody else. And so it just made it a really hard pill to swallow at the legislative level to say, oh yeah, go do more things, when you don't have the same level of training or degree as other professions do.
And there's a lot of regulations entailed in this profession, right? Talk about some of those.
Yeah, so anybody who wants to practice as an athletic trainer has to pass a national board exam, so the Board of Certification. We strive as a program, specifically, our goal is obviously 100% first-time pass rate.
Yeah.
The nationwide average is low 90s, so we're trying to stay around that same level. But everybody has to pass a board exam, and then everybody has to get licensed in their state. So we follow the same as all other healthcare professions. So there's a scope of practice that we have to follow in the state of Missouri that regulates what we can and can't do as providers. So I have to apply. My license gets renewed each year, and every athletic trainer has to be licensed in the state that they practice.
Okay. Talk about the military application with this, because I thought that was pretty interesting too. Yeah,
so it's a new and growing atmosphere. So they just came out last year, and they just actually revised it. I saw a new email that came out yesterday, actually.
Oh, very new.
So originally they were going to hire about 600 and some athletic trainers to work for the United States Army over the next 10 years. And they've actually increased that and condensed the timeline. So the most recent number I heard was around 650 over the next 7 to 8 years. And they're primarily working in with injury prevention again, so in boot camps, personal training, and those type of environments. And the concept is the military is spending a lot of money investing a lot of money in training these soldiers.
Right.
And if we can prevent injuries inside that population, they become more efficient soldiers, right? So the biggest things that we see are shin splints and a condition called exertional rhabdomyolysis, which is just a breakdown of the muscle when they overwork the muscle and do too much physical activity without enough recovery. And so if you can hire somebody to come in and prevent those, that is helpful. You know, I kind of compare it to sports, but sports, if you see somebody sprain their ankle and you tape them up and you put them back in the game, in the military, it's not 75% isn't good enough, right? So they want 100% efficiency, 100% fitness, not 75, 80%, right. Which is, in athletics, people are like, oh, that's 80%'s pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
100%, 80% doesn't work when you send somebody into a combat zone.
What do you see as the future for athletic training in the next, I don't know, couple of years? What do you see coming down the line?
Yeah, so I think, you know, we're starting to see a lot of different things. So one of the big things is with this move to a master's degree and a higher demand, we are seeing salaries significantly going up. You know, so I've seen since I first started, I would say I got first certified in 2007, and the salaries from 2007 to 2025 have probably gone up almost $20,000 in starting salary over, you know, I know it's 18 years, but that's a significant increase. And we're starting to see it go up more and more. So I think you're going to see more athletic trainers kind of branching out of that traditional setting. And I'd really like to see them get more recognized as healthcare providers. Because I think that's the biggest misconception is a lot of people hear athletic training and they assume that it's a personal trainer, or they're working on fitness or wellness. And there's a lot of medical training that goes into the athletic training.
About that. Yeah. How intensive is that?
It's pretty intensive. So we have a wide range of skills in rehabilitation, orthopedic examination and rehabilitation. So the musculoskeletal, torn ACLs, torn ankle ligaments, torn shoulder ligaments are pretty common. And then we're trained to rehabilitate somebody from surgery all the way back to return to play. So we can efficiently move people from the beginning all the way to the end. And then there's a pretty significant medical training for them as well when it comes to general medical, because people get sick, right? So flu, dermatology conditions when it comes to skin diseases and trying to prevent those from spreading, contagious diseases, those type of things. We're trained in how to recognize and diagnose those. We can't prescribe medication, but we can refer out to a physician and say, hey, I think this patient has this skin condition, or this patient has the flu or asthma, and then we can help facilitate that transition into medical care a little bit quicker.
So more potential for growth and for changes to the program, and as you said, to get closer to that healthcare provider side of it.
And I think one of the cool things about the program here specifically is this, the Roy Blunt Health Sciences building that's going to be built here soon. That gives us, in that building, we have about 8,000 to 9,000 square feet of space just for the athletic training program. So we have some new state-of-the-art labs that come to medical examination. We have a casting lab in there where we'll teach our students how to cast, create casts for individuals. And we have a neurology lab that's actually going to have a neurology and diagnostic ultrasound. So one of the things I always tell people is, I used to tell our students, we don't have x-ray vision, right? So I can't tell you what's wrong. Well, now we have diagnostic ultrasound tools that I can get a live look at the muscles, tendons, ligaments, and actually create a better diagnosis for you.
It's really cool. Kyle, thanks for being here on the show. Very interesting stuff you all are doing.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Well, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Amanda Lincoln and Kristen Seabaugh. You're watching Focus on Southeast, and we will be right back.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Those moves, who did you steal them from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of
Mom,
Alzheimer's.
are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
First. Welcome back to Focus on Southeast. University Foundation, since its inception in 1983, collects, manages resources that allow SEMO to enhance the quality and extend the range of services provided to students in the region. I'm joined now by Amanda Lincoln. She's Assistant Vice President of University Advancement, and Kristen Seabaugh. She's Annual Fund Coordinator, to learn about 2 upcoming events to help raise funds to support students. Ladies, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
So we're going to do Giving Day and Power of Women. Let's start with Power of Women. Amanda, tell us about the event.
Dan, this is an incredible event that started here on Southeast many years ago. There was a small group of women who knew that we wanted to do something special for our students, to create mentorship opportunities, networking opportunities, to raise funds for scholarships to help students achieve their goals. And so we started this event many years ago, and from there it has grown to be an incredible tradition here at Southeast. We have over 90 students who have received the scholarship since 2012 when we started. And this year we're so excited to bring this event back to campus on Wednesday, March the 19th. It is such fun. We invite our SEMO campus to come together, our alumni, our community in Cape Girardeau and surrounding areas all comes to support this initiative. And we feature an incredible Southeast alum as our keynote speaker.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about the keynote speaker and tell us about her background.
Oh, she's fantastic. Dr. Natisha Small is the CEO of Girl Scouts of Eastern Missouri.
Oh, wow.
And she has done such an incredible job in that role and in the previous roles she had since before joining the Girl Scouts. She was a great student here at Southeast, has done incredible things in her career, and now she's going to come back and be that mentor and that inspirational speaker to all of us here on campus. So we know that she has an incredible message to share. A local talent, if you will. She's from the Boot Hill area, and she's really excited to come back to campus and to talk to us.
It's very impactful to have the speakers here, because my sense is the students that are here at the university get to attend this, they get scholarships. It means a lot to them, and it really helps them get a vision maybe of perhaps what they want to do when they leave, right?
Exactly. It's so exciting for our students to know that these speakers that we bring back to campus sat in their seats. It wasn't that long ago that they were walking Cardiac Hill and around our campus and going to classes. And what we've seen with this event, we were able to have one of our first scholarship recipients graduate, go on and do wonderful things, and come back and be the keynote speaker over the last couple of years. It's really been powerful to see how this event has evolved and how many lives it's touched. I think thousands of our community have come together to listen to our speakers over the years, and we couldn't do it without the support of local partners. We're so excited to have Mercy Southeast and SEMO Dining step up to the plate and sponsor this event with us and make it possible for us to provide this opportunity to our students and to our campus and to our region.
Talk about the importance of the scholarship, because for some students, maybe they can't necessarily afford college like they would like to, but this helps them out. I mean, it's very important to have those resources to be able to attend and to do extracurricular things if they know they're, you know what I mean? It makes a big difference to them, right?
Oh, it's such a wonderful thing to talk to the students who have received the scholarships. And I'll tell you a personal story of a student that I know who received the scholarship. We have a committee who makes the selection and they review, and there's criteria involved. And the student was so honored to have it. She said it's not just about being able to get the financial support that she needed to continue on with her education and achieve all those dreams, but it meant something to her, because this tradition of this event has become so meaningful to our students, and the fact that she was chosen as one of the recipients was such an incredible honor. She had tears in her eyes, and she had a huge smile on her face, and she happily accepted this scholarship. But it means so much to our students, and what's also been a lot of fun is seeing this group of recipients kind of evolve in their careers after they leave Southeast. So we have a long list of potential speakers in the future as we look ahead at this event.
Remind us again when this is going to happen.
Sure thing. It's Wednesday, March 19th. It's going to be at the Show Me Center. We do have a table package, so get a group of friends together if you'd like to come out and support this event. Each table will be sponsored by 2 students, so you'll have a chance to do some interacting. This is where the mentorship and networking starts. We also have expo the expo booths that are available. And this is a lot of fun for our business community to really engage with our campus. And so that starts at 10 o'clock that morning. So we do have opportunities for any business that's watching if they'd like to have, be a participant in that way, that's available. And then of course, all of our students, there's no cost to attend if you're a student. So we really encourage all students to take advantage of this. And then we have individual tickets as well. Lots of ways to get involved. We'll have hundreds of people joining us. It's a packed event. It's a great tradition. And we really hope as many people as possible come out and support this incredible event. And just know that by doing this, by coming to this expo and coming to this luncheon, you're going to have a good time. You'll be inspired by Dr. Seabaugh, but you're making a tremendous impact on the lives of our students.
Exciting. Okay, let's talk about Giving Day now.
Yes.
So Kristen, you're Miss Giving Day. So tell us what we need to know about SEMO Giving Day.
Well, Giving Day this year is March 20th, which is the day after Power of Women. It runs from midnight until 11:59 that day. So it is a all-day event that we do. Our goal this year is to raise $360,000. Last year we raised 359-ish, somewhere in there. And the year before I think was 300. So we keep bumping that goal up a little bit and keep hitting that goal. So it's an amazing event.
And talk about what these funds are used for. About there's different projects and different things that happen during the day, right?
Yes. So this year we're focusing all of our projects around the 4 pillars of this Transforming Lives campaign. And so we're going to focus on academics, athletics, facilities, and technology. And then we also have a student support section in there as well. So all areas on campus, River Campus, Main Campus, hitting all those pillars is really what we're raising money for.
And you really marshal a big, huge team to do this. Talk about all the people that are involved in this.
Yes, so it's not just everybody within the foundation, it's also our campus community, our alumni community, and then also just our regional community as well. So I cannot do this on my own. This is something that it is such a huge thing that I need a lot of support from our team as well. So I always encourage people, semo.edu/Giving Day is the site. But if you don't work directly with us, you can absolutely go out there and still support by being a social media ambassador. So if you're active on social media, you can share photos, you can share links for people to give. So it's not just our network within Southeast, but it's also our extended network within the people that are friends with our Southeast network.
And ultimately, these different projects, I mean, it's all to support the academic mission and the things happening for the students here at the university when we get right down to it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Talk about some of the fundraising opportunities beyond. So we got Giving Day, we have Power Women, Amanda. Give us a sense of some of the things that folks that are watching or listening could get involved with supporting this and other things that are happening here at the university. That mentioned the Transforming Lives campaign would be all part of this, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is all a part of our Transforming Lives campaign, and we are so grateful for the SEMO community that have already committed and been a part of this campaign for us. We are about 85% to our goal of $60 million, which is tremendous for us. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of people that have a big heart for Southeast, for our students, for our mission, for what we're trying to do here on our campus and the impact that it has. And so people can get involved in a variety of ways. Some of this, as she mentioned, if you talk about facilities, there's areas across campus that people can invest into and strengthen the facilities that we have.
Right.
Other areas is completely academic support. A lot of it is scholarships. We like the Power of Women that we discussed earlier. A big part of that is also athletics. We want to support our student athletes and what they're doing on the field, on and off the field. We want to support our arts and media friends. This is a great example of the work that happens with experiential learning. There's so many ways that people can get involved, and it's such a blessing for us to be able to be a part of the giving opportunities at Southeast. We really think we have the best jobs around to be able to help people give back. We hear time and time again from people who support us how the time that they were out Southeast was transformational for them. It was this foundation for everything they were able to achieve after graduation. And we get to be a part of helping them kind of tell their story, let their legacy live on. I can't talk about giving without talking about KRCU, because we know a lot of people love to give to KRCU as well. And so it's been a fun thing for us.
Well, and I'm thinking about homecoming, which is something your office puts together as well, and you get to connect with people who have fond memories of their time here at SEMO, and so they can find out about all the many things that are happening, and really there are a lot of things going on. Whether you're talking about facilities or some of the programs, we heard from Kyle earlier about things happening in an athletic training program. There's a lot of things that folks can invest in and give back to.
Absolutely. And Giving Day, what's so unique about Giving Day is it's a snapshot of the many, many opportunities of things that are happening across campus. So you sort of get to see some of the many initiatives that are happening and how it can make a difference, how it can change the life of a student. And that's what we're doing here at the foundation, is we're telling those stories and we're connecting our supporters back with the needs that exist across our campus. And we're proud alumnus of Southeast. We both are. I think all three of us are.
All three of us
and
are,
we know
yeah.
the impact that it had on our lives, and we want
Yeah.
to be able to make that possible for as many students as possible.
Absolutely.
So is Rowdy going to be involved in Giving Day? Maybe?
Potentially.
Potentially.
I was like, we do have a couple projects out there that are a little interesting, a little different than last year. So you'll have to just kind of wait and see. Check out the website. If you want a sneak peek, it is out there.
Are there
So, yeah.
some surprises coming
There
that I can't ask about probably? Because I might know about some of them, but I probably shouldn't talk about them,
potentially,
should
yes, yeah. There's some things that are very exciting that are coming this year. So we'll just leave it at that.
It's a big event to put together, though, right? I mean, I know that
Absolutely.
you said it's not just you, but I mean, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes for really just one day.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. It starts in the fall, usually before with the planning of the projects and everything like that. So we start this probably mid-fall semester around fall break time, and then when we come back in January, we just hit the ground running, and just everything in my life is just Giving Day.
And then so the day after you can
Hopefully,
We'll celebrate it from the
take,
rooftops.
take a big deep breath and a big celebration, and a huge thank you to all of our donors that support Giving Day. So yeah.
We got a few seconds here, but one of the things that amazes me, we've been doing fundraising for a long time at the radio station at the foundation, but you start out at that zero number and you know that what you want to get to is here.
Yes.
And it gets there. I mean,
yeah,
it's
it gets there.
it's an exciting thing to be a part of, and it's always so encouraging to have so many wonderful donors in the region, supporters of the university, that really make things go. Right?
It's the people that make it happen. There's so many ways people can give, and it's because of that giving and because of that heart of philanthropy that we can achieve what we do.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, Kristen, thank you so much for being
you.
on the
Thank
program.
Glad to be here.
All right. Focus on Southeast is a collaboration of KRCU Public Radio and the Department of Mass Media here at Southeast Missouri State University. And just a reminder that portions of these conversations will be broadcast on KRCU Public Radio and will be available online at krcu.org and on the station's YouTube channel. From the Russ Center for Media, I'm Dan Woods. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when we focus on Southeast.